Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Communities Live here on Sheffield Live 93.2 FM. And we have Sheffield's finest, Paul Carrack. Good afternoon.
Hi, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I want to say
Good.
thank you for joining me today.
Yeah. Pleasure.
And I've got to say congratulations on the new album as well.
Thank you.
I want to talk a bit about how you broke into the music industry. I mean, tell us a bit about that. How difficult is it?
But I broke into it by stealth. I mean, to be honest, I was playing in bands when I was at school. We had a little band at school, and even by the time I left school at sort of 16, 15, whatever it was, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be in a band. I didn't have any big ambitions about being successful or being a star. Success to me was to be in a band that had a van,
Yeah.
and and you could go and play gigs. So from that very humble start, I've had quite a meandering career because you can call it a career now. It's quite acceptable, you know. But so yeah, it's taken me all over the place. Um, But it was very, very lean times in the early days, of course. But I've been very fortunate to have had a little bit of success here and there along the way.
And I've got to say, it's an amazing journey as well, because you
Mm.
also worked with massive bands like Ace, Mike and the Mechanics, and you've been going solo for 30 years. I mean, that's an incredible journey for you.
Yes, it has been. It has been something I couldn't really have dreamed of, as I say. But I I would have never imagined back then that I would play with all these great people along the way. And to have been all over the world and it's been fairly, I've always been prepared to work hard and to take the rough with the smooth and the ups and the downs. And well, not least because there was nothing else I was any good at, to be honest with you. I left school with no qualifications. I didn't enjoy school. Um, as I say, just wanted to be in a band and in the early days when I was on my own, obviously, we lived on fresh air. I was very thin back in those days. But then in later years, when I started a family, you got married and had a family, that I had to get a bit serious about trying to earn a living,
Sure.
you know. And fortunately, thank God, um, I've been able to do that and to keep a roof over our heads and to raise a lovely family.
And I mean, I'm in awe because I've got to be honest with you. I mean, I've listened to the first song was I've listened to it in my childhood was "The Living Years," and that is such an iconic song for me. And the way you sung it, it's brilliant, and I want to say thank you for that.
Well, thank you. But you're making me feel old now to say that's the first song you ever heard because I was well into my career by that point. But no, I was fortunate enough to get to sing that song with back in the Mike and the Mechanic stage. I was one of the original members. Um, I've not been with it now for probably 20 years. I don't know, but those original big hits we had, it was really exciting times. And I mean, that song was nominated for Grammy Awards and all sorts,
Yeah,
But it's one of them songs that, for a lot of people, it does register. It does touch a nerve. I think maybe if you've not been in those kind of circumstances, you might find it a bit, might not like it so much. But I know for a fact that a lot of people, it, as I say, struck a nerve, and
yeah.
that's amazing.
And I mean, you worked with all these massive bands and always fantastic people. I've got to ask you, who are your main influences? And also, if there was anybody that you could work with in the near future, who would it be and why?
Well, I would say I've been influenced by lots of people just by listening to their records, um, and to have got to play with some of these people is just mind-boggling, really. Even when I look back now, I toured with Ringo Starr, I've toured with Eric Clapton, I've played on Elton John records and lots of different records, and I think I've been influenced by lots of things, and lots of music, and been very fortunate to work by and large with good people. You know, I've met too many horrible people in the music side of things. I mean,
Sure.
the business side of things is another story, but I'm totally self-taught. I just taught myself by listening to records and trying to figure out how they did things,
Yeah.
So in that sense, that is my natural gift, fortunately, because as I said, I don't have any other gifts. I'm not academic, I'm not very practical. Um, if we need any jobs doing around the house, it's either the missus or we have to get somebody to give us a hand because I'm hopeless.
So I want to say I'm gonna ask you as well, then, Paul. I mean, for
Mm.
anybody that wants to like break into the music industry, how tough is it for musicians these days? Would you say?
Well, I wouldn't know where to start advising anybody. I mean, people do ask that sort of question, people who are starting out, but it's a completely different world.
Yeah,
Well, in many ways it's similar, and in other ways it's completely different because, back in my day, as I say, all I wanted to do was get out there, play little gigs,
yeah,
and just see what happened, whatever came. We didn't even think about making records and stuff like that. But once we did start making records and doors opened, it was still up and down. It was still precarious way to earn a living,
yeah,
and it sounds good on paper, over a long period of time, played with all these people and that. But of course, the lean times in between.
sure.
And, when I'd had a young family and I'm thinking, well, how to keep a roof over our head. So I wouldn't know where to start now. In some ways it's easier, in other ways it's harder. Because back in our day, it was just about
Yeah,
playing live, playing gigs. Now, kids now, even when they have a little bit of success, probably via the, internet and what have you, if you tell them they've got, 10 gigs, they'd freak out. you know.
sure.
But so, like I say, it is very different. It's a lot easier to kind of make your records now because the facilities
Oh,
are
very.
very accessible. Back in our day, you'd more or less to sell your soul to get into a recording studio. But now, you can make a record almost on your phone and get it on the internet and all the rest of it. But the downside of that is that there's a lot of people having a go. So
Yeah.
it's getting it heard. That's the difficult bit.
I mean, that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, because there is, like you say, I mean, we've got social media and the internet now.
Yes.
It didn't exist about 30, 40 years ago. And I remember,
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, the internet was unheard of and social media didn't exist at that time. And
Yeah.
it's like you say that it's gotten hard. I think, like you say, I think it's gotten a lot harder for musicians to break into it because there's so much competition out there now. It's unbelievable.
Mm. Yeah, well, as I said, there was always competition, but main difference, I think, was that back in our day, there were plenty of places to play, even if it was just a pub or a club or a youth club, or, it was about playing live. And, there wasn't much money in it at the bottom end, but there's even less money in that now. I mean, I think kids even have to almost pay to play. They have to guarantee that they can bring a few people in before they can get a booking, So that side of it is much harder,
Yeah.
but the recording side of it is easier, but you still got to get it out there amongst all the competition, as you say.
I want to talk to you about your new album, and I'm going to say it's a fantastic album, by the way.
Well, hang on a sec now, Chris, because what album are we talking about?
So
I've-
it's called The Countryside of Paul Carrack,
oh,
Volume 1.
okay. Okay, good. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and it's just been released 4th of July this year.
Yeah.
And I've got to ask, Paul, I mean, how long did it take for you to put together? Did it come together quite quickly, or was it quite a long process?
Well, for me, it was one of the easiest albums I've ever made because I've made a lot of albums here at home where I've played everything, all the instruments, had to write the songs. I've even engineered it myself, done all the recording, and does take a long time.
Yeah,
But with this case, with the country album, it was a completely different way of doing things because I'd actually um, met this guy from Nashville who he's a singer songwriter in his own right, but he's also like a producer.
yeah,
So most of the actual hard work in that respect of the production was him, which I was quite happy to hand over that responsibility. So my main contribution was really just singing, which is for me always that's been the easy bit. The hard bit is, getting the tracks together, getting the musicians together, recording, mixing, and everything. Whereas I just had the responsibility to do my vocals, and so it was over a period of several months that we got the basic tracks together. But then he would take the basic tracks with my vocal on them and go into a studio with six musicians and record the tracks kind of live to my vocal,
yeah,
if you see. So it's an unusual way of doing things.
sure.
But these guys in Nashville, that's how they're making records all day long, every day, and they're very, very professional. I guess it's very competitive, so they have to they get it together very quickly, that side of things.
And it's also reached number 1 as well in the official country music chart. So I want to say congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, I mean, it was a one-off for me. I'd often wanted to do a country album. I've done things in the past, a track here and a track there, and got country music influences, country, rock and roll, soul. It's all kind of a melting pot. But I wanted to make, specifically a country album, a proper one, using Nashville guys, and I was a bit concerned at one point because it was kind of fashionable for a week or two to do country stuff. You had people like Beyonce and all this, that, and the other doing,
yeah,
and I wasn't trying to jump on that bandwagon. It was just something I'd always wanted to have in my what they call your catalog. My catalog of music. I wanted to have a proper country one.
and I've also noticed that it says Volume 1 on the.
Oh yeah,
So will there be a Volume 2 in the near future?
I'm pretty sure there will be a volume two. I mean, we've actually made quite a start on it in that similar way. But at the same time, I'd like to put something else out before that so that people don't think, oh, that's all he does now. He just does country music. In fact, because I thought you might be talking about this track that I've released called Underneath the Stars Tonight. I don't know if you've heard about that, but that's not a country song. That's a regular song. And we've put that out because it's kind of people thought it might be good for Christmas because it's got a nice kind of message to it. It's not specifically a Christmas song, but it kind of, I think, will fit in the mood of Christmas, which
Sure.
I'm still very much into. But they've not sent you that one, Chris. I must have a words with them. They should send you that and get that played.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I would definitely love to listen to that one. So, but I don't want to. Also, will there be an upcoming tour?
Yeah.
And will you be? I know you're playing in Sheffield, but I want to ask you why only one Yorkshire date?
Well, I'm not sure why that would be. I mean, it's not because we don't like Yorkshire, obviously. Um, we go where we I mean, f first of all, I'm kind of cutting down a bit on the live stuff, so I'm doing less stuff. Now, we have a concert promoter who, he's the guy who has to book the venues, and that's co quite competitive these days because there's a lot of demand for live stuff. So the promoter will then find the dates, try to put them in a sensible order where the travel wise and all the rest of it. So it's not just a case of saying, well, I think I'll play in Leeds, I think I'll play here, I'll go in York. I mean, we've played in all those cities, but at the end of the day, the promoter will say, these are the dates. Do you want them
Yeah.
or not? And we'll say, yeah or no. But we are only playing in Sheffield. Usually we play in York, and occasionally we play in Leeds. We've played in Harrogate and all these. But this time I think, yes, you might be right. We're only playing in Sheffield. But obviously we can't do a tour without playing in Sheffield.
And also, will you be performing in any festivals of any kind?
I don't think we've got any in the book at the moment. We've done Glastonbury for several times. Um, we've done festivals abroad, but as far as I know, there's none of those major ones in the book at the minute.
So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, for that. And so you are going to be in Sheffield on the Thursday, the 16th of April at the
Hmm.
Sheffield City Hall. Are
Yeah,
tickets still available for our listeners?
as far as I know, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there will be, but I mean, we are, as far as I know, tickets are going well in all the shows, which is good. I mean, we didn't actually do a specific UK tour last year. We did some one-off shows, um, but I'm hoping that yeah, we'll hope to fill the room definitely.
And I want to say as well, other than the upcoming Volume 2 album that is coming soon, is there any other future projects that you're currently working on, or is it all secretive at the moment?
Well, it's no secret. I'm always at it. As I say, one of the reasons we've cut back a little bit on the amount of shows we play live and the amount of touring, apart from the fact that I'm getting a bit old now, is the fact that I want to do more recording, and because I believe I'm still in good form, singing wise and everything, and then as I say, getting on a bit now, but I did definitely want to have as much in the vaults, so to speak, as we can, and build up that catalogue. And because I mean, there's still plenty of demand for us to play. This year alone, we've played in Netherlands, Sweden, um, Germany, all over, and there's plenty of demand there. But as I say, I don't want to run myself into the ground as I'm getting older because it's not. I know it looks easy, but the traveling and everything is pretty.
Sure.
That's it's pretty tiring. So quality, not quantity.
And how can people get a copy of your new album? I mean, is there physical copies that people can get, or
Yeah,
is it digital?
it's both.
Both.
It's definitely, yeah, yeah. I mean, it is, like I say, it is a bit different to stuff I've done in the past. If you were talking about the country album now, yeah, you can buy that on all the usual formats, or it's on all the digital formats as well. But yeah, it is a CD. It's on vinyl as well, actually. So, but I've got to give another little pl excuse me, and I've got to give another little plug for this track we have out at the moment called "Underneath the Stars Tonight," because that's not part of the country album. That's a separate thing, but it's a really good track. I'm very proud of.
And I will definitely give it a play as well when I get it as well. So I want to say
Yeah.
thank you to send for sending that for me. And I want to say again, thank you for joining me, Paul. What would you like to say to our listeners?
Well, when will this go out, Chris, or are we live?
We're not live; it's
Okay.
pre-recorded. We will
Okay.
go out. It will go out live next week, actually.
Okay. Well, I'd just like to say thanks to everybody who likes what I do, and I hope that they'll be coming to the show in April next week at the City Hall. It's always an important one for us because, my band is Sheffield lads. And I just hope also that everybody's going to have a decent Christmas. And I wish everybody the best for all that. It's an important thing, I think, Christmas. I'm a big fan. We'll be getting our family together. And so I wish everybody a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year.
Paul, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well.
All right, Chris. Thanks a lot, mate.